was going to start also with this sad day, but we could also look at it as a day of hope, because maybe this is a day where we really wake up. And maybe this is also the day where we get into a bit of a revolutionary approach, where we really start to change the paradigm, because that's what I heard already. The paradigm is completely wrong, and it needs a fundamental change. For us, the SDGs are core to our program. And that program also mentions work on a rights for nature approach. So members have asked us to do so at the last Congress, to look into this. Hence, I'm obviously here to speak about what are the opportunities, what are maybe the challenges, and what are we looking at for what is needed. We, in Europe, with the regulation that achieved law and nature directives and other successful legislation, I think Europe has shown the success. Within Europe, we have been able to kind of hold most of that loss. But don't forget that we have lost, through a very thriving bioeconomy in the Middle Ages, all the forests almost in Europe. And so there's not much natural space left in Europe. We also have to remind ourselves of that. But the quality of the environment is reasonably good. We have still big problems with fine particles, and air pollution, I think, is one of the main challenges. But we have made steps forward. But in all honesty, it's marginal. It's not going to the core of what's really needed. There's still not a paradigm shift. There is one graph, and I was waiting for Hans to show it actually, because it's from a course he gave at the university, where he had a graph saying this is how there's an exponential increment of multilateral agreements. And then you look at the environmental quality, and it's still going down. So we have a bit of an essential problem here, that it's, okay, I guess that it would have been worse if we wouldn't have had these MAAs, but it's definitely not doing the job at the moment. Is it because they're not fit for purpose? One question, is it because they're not implemented enough? I guess one of the most important answers to that. But it's not working, and especially that environmental quality is going down in the developing countries. So let's keep that in mind as well. So we're kind of pushing it also a bit away. Coming back to rights for nature, if you have a debate about it, you also need to look at human right for nature, or to nature, or for access to nature. And that, of course, is where the whole debate becomes quite complex, because you will have a right for nature, and in some places it actually has happened. They have actually allocated water rights to a wetland, for example. But then, of course, the people that are living there need an access as well. And we have examples of where you see conservation going in the wrong direction, where you have local population that can't access in their sustainable way. And of course, here again, we need a definition of sustainability, which is always tricky, but local communities and sometimes are even deprived access to their local resources. So there is a bit of a tension there that you have to be careful with when you develop this. But as a basic principle, giving more rights to nature, you can be against it. And IUCN has therefore agreed on resolutions in 2012, and in 2000, and now again in our last Congress it was re-emphasized. And there's a clear willingness, and here I'm not a lawyer, but I will play the lawyer a bit by reading it out. So very, very specifically, that we have an adoption of this resolution that says, initiate a dialogue for designing and implementing a strategy for dissemination, communication, and advocacy concerning the rights of nature. It is quite clear that the members of IUCN voted in a majority that IUCN really needs to look into this.